Hello, and welcome to Reality TV News Update, where you'll find the most recent news, entertaining moments, and exclusive behind-the-scenes content. Saturday was a subdued day both in the House and in the fan community after Friday's shocking elimination, but the game pressed on, and the HGs competed for the veto with the return of the BB Comics-themed challenge. With Rachel out of the running, the HGs had to set a new path to the finale night, and the Judges Alliance tried to figure out what would come next of their group. Assurances overnight that they should stick together could help protect two of its members now on the block. Find out what else happened on Saturday and get caught up for the rest of the weekend. Sign up now to try the live feeds on Paramount+. Don't forget to sign up for the Big Brother live feeds right now so you don't miss anything else this season. Enjoy! Back up and read the Friday night highlights report before moving on to the Saturday events. Big Brother 27 live feed highlights Saturday, September 6, 2025. HGs got their wake-up call at 8 a.m. BBT. 8:35 a.m. BBT. HGs wandering around and slowly getting ready for the day. 8:40 a.m. BBT. Keanu has been sitting at the kitchen table just looking at the memo for a while. 9 a.m. BBT feeds cut for the players pick. 9:37 a.m. BBT feeds have returned. Ava and Vince were picked to play. 9:40 a.m. BBT. Kelly says Morgan needs to go this week. 9:45 a.m. BBT. Morgan and Ashley are getting pumped and excited to play in the veto comp today. 9:50 a.m. BBT. Ashley tells she wishes Kelly had been picked instead of Vince. But she's not afraid of going up against Vince since he has played in so many comps and lost so much. 10:05 a.m. BBT. Morgan warns Vince that after talking with Lauren, she is worried that Lauren does not want to see the veto used, and she'll probably try to convince Vince not to use it on Morgan. Vince says that Lauren can't get him to not save Morgan with it. Morgan says Lauren's indecisiveness is why she wouldn't vote for her at the end. 10:25 a.m. BBT. Vince tells Lauren he has to throw the veto comp. He doesn't want to upset Lauren by using it or Morgan by not using it. 11:05 a.m. BBT. Keanu asked Lauren if Vince is really planning to throw the veto comp. She denies being aware. 11:20 a.m. BBT. Vince trying to convince Lauren she should use the veto to renom Keanu instead of him doing it because fewer people will be upset at her versus him. 11:30 a.m. BBT. Vince worries more eliminations could happen and they'll be picking rocks on who goes. 12:25 p.m. BBT. Kelly and Ashley discuss Keanu beating everyone at F2. Kelly says Vince has no chance to win because he's such a coward in his gameplay. 12:50 p.m. BBT. Kelly and Ashley think Lauren must have been extremely sheltered, which has led to her being how she is now. 1:05 p.m. BBT. Keanu and Kelly are discussing Rachel's elimination in the comp. Kelly claims Rachel was flustered and crying, but Keanu says that's not true, and she wasn't either of those. 1:45 p.m. BBT. Lauren telling Ava how she plans to handle Keanu if she does win the veto. She'll tell Keanu she needs him to go on the block to play against Morgan and keep her there for the vote. But really Keanu is Lauren's target. 1:51 p.m. BBT. The power of veto competitions feeds have been cut. 7:55 p.m. BBT. Feeds are back. It was the BB Comics comp and Morgan is wearing the medallion. 8 p.m. BBT. Ashley worried about the BBBB since Keanu is the expected renom. Ava and Kelly encourage her that if it's the rope untying challenge, then she can beat Keanu because he's so big. 8:10 p.m. BBT. Vince tells Morgan how proud of her he is. Morgan asks if they can stay up late and talk personal things to celebrate. Vince agrees. 8:15 p.m. BBT. HG's discussing that Will was injured during the veto comp, but will still have to play in the BBBB. 8:20 p.m. BBT. Ashley says it will be poetic that Rachel and her will be the first two to jury. 8:25 p.m. BBT. Ashley and Ava discuss how production has turned Big Brother into the challenge with its heavy focus on competitions and the move away from social strategy. 8:30 p.m. BBT. Keanu warns Kelly that it won't be smart for Lauren to renom him because if he's gone then she's next. 8:50 p.m. BBT, Kelly mentions how she's been bringing dead bugs into the house all season. She considers them decorations. 9 p.m. BBT will proposes to Ashley that everyone could vote him out instead of her because he's injured now from the BB Comics comp, maybe the drop off the zipline. Ashley says that won't happen and HGs may want to keep him more now if he's hurt. Will doesn't want to be coddled now like how Christmas was in her season. 9:25 p.m. BBT, Vince retells how Ashley cried so hard at Rachel's elimination that she started to dry heave. 10:15 p.m. BBT, Ashley tells Will that she hopes Ava succeeds. Will jokes about being an old man and hanging out with young kids can get you injured like he's done. I'm getting too old for this, jokes Will. 10:20 p.m. BBT, Will and Ashley agree that Morgan's value in the game has dropped dramatically in the past week. Ashley thinks Lauren is probably lower because she doesn't talk. They sound irritated with Morgan, who is now fired up over her veto win and won't stop talking. Ashley says that's why she came outside. Will assures Ashley she can beat Keanu in the blockbuster. 10:30 p.m. BBT, Will Cam talks that he's irritated with how Big Brother is being run. He signed up for BB, not Survivor and not Biggest Loser, with the 2 weeks of food deprivation from being a have-not on slop. 10:35 p.m. BBT, Vince and Morgan say they want to keep working with the remaining judges Will and Ashley for as long as they can. 10:45 p.m. BBT, Will and Ashley agree with Ava that if she gets to the end, then they'll all vote for her to win. 10:50 p.m. BBT, Ashley tells Will that Ava is at risk of tying her game too closely to Lauren, and then they'll be on the block together. 11 p.m. BBT, Vince talks with Lauren about making it to F3 with her and Morgan. He is afraid of taking Lauren and losing Morgan's vote at the end. 11:35 p.m. BBT, Will expects there will be an extra eviction on Thursday, but could be another random elimination instead. He doesn't trust the system anymore. Ashley concurs. 11:40 p.m. BBT, Will says he misses Rachel a lot. Feeds cut. 11:45 p.m. BBT, Ava says the social work so far has been for nothing if they keep making the season so comp heavy. She says she could sit in her room all week, skip the social work, and then a puck piece saves her instead of the social side. 12:20 a.m. BBT, HGs rehashing the BB Comics themes for each HG. Lauren's had to do with the Bayou. They didn't understand Catherine's though, something about a piercing or paperclip. 1 a.m. BBT, lights are out in the bunk room. Ava asks Ashley if she thinks the universe wanted Rachel to go home. Ashley says she's getting into deep thoughts for so late at night. Ava is sure it was fate and what the universe wanted. Ashley just hopes she can escape on Thursday. 1:20 a.m. BBT, Morgan promises Ashley the remaining judges can stay strong even after Rachel. At the mention of Rachel, the feeds cut away. This has been repeating all night, with feeds changing when Rachel is named. 2:20 a.m. BBT, Vince mentions to Keanu how Morgan cried when he picked Lauren instead of her in the White Locust comp. Keanu says that's a little overboard and shouldn't Morgan know Vince has a girlfriend. 2:40 a.m. BBT, Keanu warns Vince that Morgan and Lauren have to go. Keanu disagrees with Vince's assessment that Ava poses a greater threat and asserts that she will not prevail in the end due to her lack of a social game. Well, Morgan is obviously going to save herself this week, and there's no need for Vince to try and convince her to do moves that are bad for her game this time around. And when Morgan comes off the block, it'll be Keanu going up. Will he follow Rachel to the jury house, or can he win his way to safety with the blockbuster? Sign up now and get Paramount Plus to watch BB27 live and uncensored.